Hi guys, I'm Charlie Book Fanatic. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do my Around the Year in 52 Books challenge wrap up. So I'm going to mention all the 52 challenges and the books I read for those challenges. Some of these books and these challenges are a bit of a stretch, but I'm not going to explain too much about them because this video would be ages long if I had to talk about all 52 books. So all I'm going to do is mention these challenges and then the book, and if you want an explanation for the books with these challenges, you can just ask down in the comments. So let's start. A book you meant to read in 2015 but didn't. Daughter of Sand and Stone by Libby Hawker. A book set in a different continent. Paradise City, the first book in the Paradise duology by C.J. Duggan. A book from the Goodreads Choice Awards 2015. A winner or a nominee. P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, which is the second book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. A book by an author you've discovered in 2015. Paradise Road, the second book in the Paradise duology by C.J. Duggan. A book with a title beginning with the first letter of your name. Anna and the French Kiss, the first book in the Anna and the French Kiss trilogy by Stephanie Perkins. Charlie does not start with an A, but my second name, which I'm not going to mention, does start with an A, so I went with that one. The highest rated on your TBR, Assassin's Blade, the prequel bind-up of the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. A book about books. Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. A book with less than 200 pages. Go Ask Alice by Beatrice Sparks. A book that was mentioned in another book, HRH by Danielle Steele. A book by an author you should have read by now, The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. A book from the Rory Gilmore Challenge, Emma by Jane Austen. A childhood classic, 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. Reader's Choice, Spirit Thief, the first book in the Legends of Elan Mon Press series by Rachel Aaron. A book with one of the 5 W's or H in the title, The Girl Who Fell by Shannon M. Parker. A book set in the past, more than 100 years ago. Peter Pan, the first book in the Peter Pan series by J.M. Barrie. A book in the 100 top mystery novels, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. A book with a beautiful cover, Paper Things by Jennifer Richard Jacobson. A book on a summer/beach reading list. One for the Money, which is the first book in the Stephanie Plum series by Janet Evanovitz. A non-fiction book, Boy Meets Depression or Life Sucks and Then You Live by Kevin Briel. A book with a first name in the title, Zoya by Danielle Steele. A book from the Goodreads recommendations page, Sugar Chara Volume 1 by Peach Pit. The first book in the New to You series. Anything But Broken, the first book in the Hurricane Creek series by Joelle Knox. The next book in the series you are reading, Rumors, the second book in the Lux series by Anna Gottbersen. A Between the Numbers book in a series. The New World, which is the prequel novella to The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness in the Chaos Walking trilogy. A book whose main character is in a profession that interests you. Velveteen Learns to Fly, which is the second book in the Velveteen series by Jennifer Niven. A book everyone is talking about. The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, which is the first book in the Raven Cycle series. A book with a beautiful title in your own opinion. Even Angels Fall by Ethel Derbyshire. A biography, autobiography, or memoir. Down the Rabbit Hole by Holly Madison. A book by an author who writes under more than one name. Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. A fairy tale from a culture other than your own. Lady Thief, the second book in the Scarlet Trilogy by A.C. Gogan. A work of young adult fiction. Summer Last by Ali Kandi. A historical fiction book, Resurgence by A.J. Flower. The 16th book in your TBR, Maybe Not by Colleen Hoover. A book about mental illness, Before My Eyes by Caroline Anna Bock. An award-winning book, Blue Lily Lily Blue, by the third book in the Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. An identity book, like a book about different culture, religion, or sexual orientation. A Close and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers, which is the companion novel to The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. A book that you've seen a movie of but haven't read. Tiger Lily by Joey Lynn Anderson. A book about an anti-hero, My Girl by Jack Jordan. A previous suggestion that did not make it into the list, and I went with A Book You Bought from a Charity Shop. Murder of a Medici Princess by Caroline P. Murphy. A novel from your favorite genre, Iron to Iron by Ryan Grodin. A book about a major world event, fiction or non-fiction. Gathering Darkness by Morgan Rhodes. A top 100 fantasy novel, The Well of Ascension, the second book in the Final Empire trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. A book about a thing that goes bump in the night. The Rose Society, the second book in the Young Elites trilogy by Marie Lu. A book you're embarrassed to read in public. The Mistake, the second book in the Off-Campus series by Al Kennedy. A book related to a hobby or passion you have. Slammed by Colleen Hoover. A crime story, The Midnight Star, which is the third book in the Young Elites trilogy by Marie Lu. A book with a type of food or drink in the title, Ain't She Sweet by Susan Elizabeth Phillips. Dystopia, The Ask and the Answer, the second book in the Chaos Walking trilogy by Patrick Ness. A book with a great opening line. Air of Fire, the third book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. A book written in in a language other than English. Ik stay Alles is mogelijk in 16 verhalen by Abdelkader Ben Ali. This is a Dutch collection of short stories. A short story from a well-known author, Lady Susan by Jane Austen. And lastly, a book published in 2016, The Memory Book by Laura Avery. These were all of the 52 books I've read in 2016 for this challenge. Let me know down below if you have participated in any of these challenges or if you have read any of these books and what you think about them. I would love to know. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!